So you mean to tell me I just pulled a 13-hour shift and I ain't got no food to come home to? Huh?
Why you didn't get something on your way home? Why you always rewarded for your raggedy cousin?
Look, I just pulled a 13-hour shift. You being my wife, I pay all the bills in here.
All the dishes clean, your clothes clean. Why? What?
You don't fix me no lunch for my job. You eating? You work from home.
Okay,
I can't come home to a full course meal.
This is leftover that I had from last night.
But I'm saying I can't come home to a full course meal. What we married for? What we married for?
I'm not your mama. I'm your wife. The dishes clean, your clothes clean, your clothes. You always got them clean clothes when you go to work, don't you? Can you stop recording me?
I can't come home to a full course meal. Working all these long goddamn hours, I can't come home to a full course meal. Huh? I just knew I was gonna come home and have some food on the goddamn stove. And now you playing, man. You playing. You playing.
On your way home.
Well, you playing. What the hell we get married for? You been doing it for like 2 or 3 months, man. What is it? I can't get no food when I come to the house. You don't even tell me to have a good day when I leave out the house.
Did you have a good day today?
That, man. I'm tired of this shit, man. You over here eating pizza and shit. You ain't called me all goddamn day since I've been at work. Damn, can't come home to I make sure the kids good. They got school clothes, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You good, right? I pay the goddamn car notes, right? But why the man in the house can't eat? Why I can't come on? I bet they ate today.
They did eat today. They eat every day. They sure do. They eat every day. They're supposed to eat every
Because
day.
of who? Why your bank account got money in it? Why your bank account got money in it?
What you mean? Why my bank account got money in it? Why would
because you able to keep your money from your job. You don't pay no goddamn bill. I pay the car notes, the house notes. Every sport they in, I pay for it. Family trips, I'm paying for it.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Man, you know what?
Provide and protect. Provide and protect. That's what you're supposed to do.
Why I can't get no food in the house then? Huh? I gotta cook my own goddamn food? You finna make me cook my own goddamn food?
You could have got something on your way home. I'm at home all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I work from home, but I wash the dishes, I clean the clothes, your children's clothes, they taken care of. I don't understand why you complaining.
You know what? Keep that motherfucking attitude.
Did he court her through right? Did he actually vet her out like he's supposed to? Or is this today's marriage? Good looking out to the subscriber for sending me this video. It was well needed. And it's definitely well needed to be talked about. But before we get into it, it's Casey the Red Pill Alpha. You already know we're going to make the intro short. I'm busy as fuck, man. I mean, crowded with things on my plate. But how to get at me, go to the video, go to the description of my videos or to my about section. A video for education purposes only, fair use only. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Go join my Patreon, Casey the Red Pill Alpha. Get some of that raw and uncut material with my commentary that can't be seen or heard on YouTube. I can't use that kind of language on YouTube, you know. It's on the Patreon on the $5 tier. Go check it out. Let's get to it. A lot of you men that's in marriages now are only in a relationship or You know, y'all only in the marriage because it's how you was raised. That's a way to be inside of a marriage, you know, be trapped in that shit. You feel that that's what's going on around you, which makes it basically society's traditions, because that's how we all have seen it growing up. You know, you feel that your life is not completed unless you got a woman attached to the hip, you know, attached to the hip like a Siamese twin or something, you know. There's many ways and there's many reasons why men actually get married. But one reason I never hear a lot of these guys say, you know, quote me if I'm wrong. Some of you guys may have heard it. I never really heard it. Actually, I never heard it. Is a guy saying that he would like to get married so he can have his better half alongside of him to assist, build, work with, and successfully fulfill her position in his marriage. Whether we got children, a household, or what, it doesn't matter. I never really heard a guy speak to that kind of nature in that fashion, using that kind of tone. It's always happy wife, happy life, the traditional things that goes on that we all have seen or heard with marriages. Now, what may have played the factor back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, or whatnot is totally different from today's time and today's women. And that's because we got today's men just jumping off into these fucking marriages. Hit the like button. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to get off. Jumping straight into these goddamn marriages. Just to have some fucking in-house pussy. Just to have somebody laying next to them at night. Just to have somebody to come home to after a 13-hour fucking shift. But you can't get a motherfucking sandwich unless it's a sandwich out of her hand that she's feeding him, right? You fellas hearing this shit. I pay the mortgage. I pay the bills. I take care of the children. I pay every fucking thing, and I can't get a fucking hot meal after I get off work. 13 hours, whatever he's doing. Whatever his occupation, you know what I'm saying, is. Who knows? But it's 13 hours away from home. 13 hours somewhere that he probably don't want to be. He's collecting a good check. He's holding down the family. But he's not happy. Where's your sanity, fellas, when you're not happy? Ask yourself, where's my sanity when I'm not happy? It's all over the place. You don't know whether you should come home, whether you should stay at work, whether you should file for a divorce, whether you should say, fuck it, pack up and run and leave. You don't know what to do. So you don't have a stable mind frame. And you put off like this, probably in your late 20s, early 30s, looking like you in your late 40s, early 50s, due to the fact that the depression, the pain, the agony that you're going through in your mind because you did not court her out right. You didn't vet this bitch through. You wanted a marriage. She might have been pretty at the time, but body-wise, I mean, I don't know. She don't look too up to par to me, but yeah, what you like. Your preference is your preference. To each his own. I'm not here to judge that. But face-wise, that's blurred out. You can't see him. So we are looking at that, which none of that don't mean nothing. Face and body don't mean nothing. Just threw that out there because I'm like, okay, I'm going on. I'm on the outside looking in. Video was sent to me. I'm looking at it. Okay, he's tripping. What the fuck is going on? We're talking, arguing with a stick figure. I mean, what the fuck going on here, man? With a fucking mop rag bonding on her motherfucking head. I mean, to each his own. But he put himself in this position. This is what he wanted. That's who he wanted. Now he regret it. They probably ain't dealt with each other no more than 2 or 3 months, and then he tied a knot with her. I wouldn't put it past it. It ain't been no longer than a year, then he tied a knot with her. Being fucking needy. 13 hours? Shit, I got 30 minutes to stop, an hour to stop and grab me something to eat. You dig? So when I'm getting off work, straight home to peace and quiet. No bitch, no kids running around. Just me and what the fuck I want to do for the remaining hours until I got to go back to work, or if I'm off or whatever, hey, it's even better. To bring in more women, different women. Women who fucks with me and likes me for me, sexually attracted to me, and they fucking with me, and I ain't even married to them, and they doing shit that she wouldn't dare to do. But she feeding her face, though. She's sitting at home working right. She's comfortable. But she ain't got enough for this man who put in 13 hours, who paid for everything. She works, and she don't even put in shit. Y'all hearing it. I make sure the kids taken care of. It's your job. Why don't you stop somewhere and get something to eat? Fuck no. Because this is your job. You here. After you do your little 6 to 8 hours of job or whatever you do at home, online, or however you do it, bitch, get some dinner prepared. Because I'll be walking in the door in a couple hours or an hour or so. I should be walking into some shit smelling good or some shit already prepared. Or you getting some shit prepared. One of the, I don't give a fuck. Get it going. But that's not what he's going through. He's not having it that way. He's having it a whole nother way. You married. Your job is to provide for this household, like she said. And she stood on it. You thinking he's going to divorce her? No, he's still with her. She told him that's your job that she's supposed to do. So what's your job, man? What's her role? It's up to him to know her role. He married to her. But since he don't know her role, since she ain't got a role, that's letting you know at the beginning, she didn't have a role. He didn't put her through no tests, none of that shit to see if she was the one. If you want to speak on marriage, you locking your life down with somebody. Fellas, when you lock your life, you even consider locking your life down with somebody, you must put their ass through a test. They got to go through it. Bitches test you, right? This is your life on the line. This is your finances on the line. This is your liberty at line. At stake or whatever you call it, you know. Everything about you is on the line for you, these children, and whatever comes with it. And you don't think you need to test this bitch out to see what type of woman you're dealing with before you lock in? Okay then. He didn't do that. I guarantee you he didn't do that. Or they wouldn't be having no motherfucking problem right here today. Because if you'd have courted her through and betted her out, and she would have been filling his program and she would have been down for him, cooking and cleaning and all that shit would be in her. He wouldn't have to come in telling her shit. She would know what to do. This is a part of her duty just as well. That's how you know. This wasn't never talked about. This wasn't ever established. He didn't court nothing through. He fucked her, got some pussy, some head, and, you know, sex was good. Snatched her up so nobody else won't bang her out. Sucker shit. Taking the pussy off the market when it ain't even worth being off the market. It's worth being on the market. It's worth being out there. So other motherfuckers go through that bullshit. You won't have to go through it. But you don't think like that, though. You fellas don't go that far in thinking. You think about the nut right then and there, how you feeling at the moment, like a bitch, and then tie straight in. And then 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, you got 3 or 4 kids by this bitch, and she ain't even fitting your program. She's uncooperative. She's less submissive than she was when you first met. At least she gave you a little bit. She showed you a little bit of something so she could keep herself in place. And you went with it. But you didn't test her. You didn't put it through those things. You didn't put it through those vetting processes in the courtship. You didn't put it through none of that. And this is what you got. So you got to deal with it. Or sign them motherfucking papers. I'm finna to sign them papers. What Usher say? Papers? Yeah, and get the fuck out of there. That's what you got to do that, man. It's too late to turn back now. You can't turn her back. You can't turn her how you want to turn her. This is who she is. You married this shit. Your best bet is to get rid of her and chalk it up. Will she get back right for him? I doubt it. Will she? Because she's probably never been right. She probably never did these things. She probably always had these problems. And he got fed up with it, and I'm going to fucking record it so the world can see. The fuck we give a fuck for? Fucking divorce her. You going through it, right? Think about it, fellas. Why put yourself through this? Why? When you could have quartered her out and vet her through from the jump and see what type of bitch you're dealing with. And she would have, unmasked herself at the beginning. Then you would have known what's up with it. You would have known, bye. And it would have never went this far. But this is where we at. You got to argue with your wife about a dinner being made. That's not a great marriage. That means you need to get the fuck up out of there. ASAP. Like these videos, share them, and subscribe, fellas. Don't go through that. It's why it's always good to run your bitch through a test and run it through the process and see what type of woman you're dealing with before you throw that ice on her ring, on her finger, and make her shine and all that other shit. It's always good to go through that. You got to send them through that. Real shit.